Chicago 10 years ago when I heard about this company. Right now I live in Manchester, England. The amazing thing about where I am now and where I was before is that before Relive, I was tired all the time. I was taking handfuls of supplements. I used an air purifier in my bedroom and really didn't like to go anywhere where there wasn't one. I had allergies all year round, and I had digestive issues. I had 15 different foods that made me break out in hives. I'd get migraines from those foods. And I basically just took my food everywhere and told everybody I couldn't eat at restaurants. I also told my husband I would not exercise long distances with him, which is what he loves to do, because I was just too tired. And walking half a mile was really hard. Within 3 months on Relive, though, I put all my other supplements on the shelf during that time. I saw my health turn around. I literally went from somebody who wanted to sleep as much as possible to somebody who was able to climb a mountain. And we did that. We went 43 miles in 5 days in that third month, and my husband was amazed, and he saw me as somebody without a headache, finally, and somebody who also, I started to dream again about what our life could be like, and maybe we could have kids. And we now, 7 months after that point I started, I got pregnant and was amazed that I got pregnant so quickly, but also had a really healthy pregnancy. I now have 4 children. Valerie's 9, David's 7, Jimmy's 4, and Jenny's 2. And I cannot imagine life without Relive, because not only are my health issues really not an issue like they were, I don't need that air purifier anymore, by the way, but I have a life today, and I'm able to lead a very busy life with those children at home full time. So because of Relive, I will never stop using these products.
Oh, what a fantastic story. And I know, Elizabeth, you had great results with one of your children with eczema. Would you mind sharing that?
Sure. You know, we had tried everything for Valerie. Valerie's my oldest. For some reason, when she was 3 months old, she started breaking out in rashes. And when she was 7 months old, she had her first anaphylactic type reaction to dairy. By that point, her eczema was starting to spread from her face down to her torso, her arms, her hands, her legs. She was covered, and we used to have to pin her sleeves together. She couldn't wear short sleeves in the summer because she would just scratch her arms till they bled. We took her to eczema specialist in England because they have these over here, and this person said she's going to have eczema the rest of her life. Get used to using a lot of emollient, so not just lotion, but like thick petroleum-based products to just keep her skin from breaking out. It was really hard, and I can empathize and sympathize with any parent who has a child with eczema, because you really do turn into a neurotic parent trying to figure out what it is that's causing it. We knew that Relive could help her, but I wasn't sure because I was listening to a lot of different people, the pediatrician, the dermatologist, the allergist, the pediatric allergist, the eczema specialist, and they all said, this is her. She's going to be this way. And I knew there was something wrong inside. We used the product. It took about 18 months of giving her extra from what we had been giving her, so giving her more product, but also just seeing her body cleanse itself. And she had to go through that. And by the end of that 18 months, we saw her go from somebody who was covered to not a trace of eczema. She's now 9. She doesn't even remember what it was like to have eczema. And she doesn't need any lotion or emollients. So, yeah, Relive is amazing. I have 2 other kids that have had little tiny patches that have cleared up when we've given them a bit more product. So, yeah, it's amazing.
Wow. What an amazing story. And I know that there's parents all over the world who are just so frustrated because they can't come up with something that's going to help their children with eczema. I get a lot of phone calls about that too, and just hearing your story brings so much hope and encouragement. And thank you so much. It was a pleasure to have you on, Elizabeth. Really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Anytime, Joni. Have a good night.
You too. Thank you. And now I want to say that my journey with Relive started just over 6 years ago, and I was so sick when I first heard about Relive, but somebody that I was introduced to, Joe and Carol Felger, had said, you have to come to Grand Rapids and hear what this is. This is going to change your life. And I thought that they were crazy because no doctor had been able to help me in 15 years. But when I got to Grand Rapids, not only was I greeted by Joe and Carol, but I was greeted by our next speaker, and her name is Sissy Humphrey. She lives up in Petoskey, and when I met the three of them, I thought, oh my goodness, this is a company that my husband and I are going to want to get involved in, because there was something about their energy and their excitement and their passion that just really inspired me. And what a privilege it is to have you on, Sissy. So, Sissy, welcome to the call. Thank you for sharing. And if you want to tell us what your life was like before Relive and what it's like now, that would be great.
I'd be happy to. Can you all hear me?
Perfectly.
Oh, good, wonderful. Well, hi, Joni. And, I will always remember how we met, Joni, and it's a good thing I had been on Relive for about a year at that point, because I was introduced to Relive 7 years ago. And at that time, my health was not good. I had been an international flight attendant for 15 years, and that lifestyle really had taken a toll on me. You know, I was always sleep deprived, and it really compromised my immune system. And so I was sick the entire year of 2007 with sinus infections, and every bug that came to town, I had it, intestinal issues, and I was absolutely exhausted all the time. And I was only mid-40s, and I thought, I shouldn't be feeling like I'm 100, So I knew something is wrong. I knew my body needed help, but I didn't know what I could do. But I was actually looking for a business because I wanted to be home with my daughter. I wanted to change careers, and that's how Relive was introduced to me by Joe and Carol. Like Joni said, they happened to be on one of my flights. And right away I got on the products, and as soon as I got consistent with them, amazing things started happening right away. In 4 days, my blood sugar levels leveled off. I was really struggling with that, and I was heading towards diabetes. It runs in my family. And I have not had a problem with it since. My blood tests always come back perfectly, which is I'm so thankful for. 2 weeks on the products, my allergy symptoms went away. I had developed allergies, so I've not been dealing with that anymore. In the next few months, other things happened, such as my hot flashes went away and heartburn was gone, but I still was very, very tired. I just still was exhausted. That took to the end of 5 months for me until my body finally started catching up with things, and that's when I was able to deal with stress a lot better. I was commuting to work. I live in northern Michigan. My base was Chicago. My jet lag literally was cut in half. It was amazing how quickly I recovered from then on forward, and I had that sustained energy that everybody is getting. So that was all very positive, but 3 months later, I noticed that my knee pain was completely gone. And I also had injuries on my spine because I had some bad accidents with horses falling on me backwards and forwards, and ski accidents. And so my spine had been injured before, and I had always been in treatment with chiropractors, which helped some, but I always had pain. And with Relive, about in a 9-month period, I realized that pain was gone. I mean, gone, not better. I mean, it was just miraculous. And another thing happened in that month also. I used to suffer from severe migraines all the time. I had several every single month. They were completely debilitating. I had to lie down in a dark room with cold compresses with a bucket next to my bed. It was just horrific. I missed out on a lot of life with those. And in that month, I noticed I only had one. So for me, that was amazing. That's why I remember it. And in the next 3 years, I noticed it became less and less. And now in the last 4 years, I've had an average of 4 to 5 migraines in a year, which obviously has improved my health tremendously. Another thing happened. I was able to leave the airlines, and I'm home now with my daughter, homeschooling her, so that's a positive. But what I didn't know is I had a tumor growing inside of me, and it was on my ovary. My mother is a cancer survivor from ovarian cancer, so it was very, very scary for me. I was sent to an oncologist in Traverse City, was operated, and I flooded my body with even more products. And I'm so thankful because of prayers and because of Relive, there was no cancer in that tumor. And so obviously, I will never, ever, ever stop taking the products, nor will I ever stop sharing with other people.
Wow, Sissy, what an amazing story, really. Thank you so much for sharing all that. And one of the interesting things is, because people ask me, well, how long does it take till my body's going to notice the difference? And, everybody heals at different paces. Some people may, for example, notice their migraines are gone in 6 weeks. For you, you said, it was really 3 years till the bulk of them were pretty much gone. So everybody is different, and the longer you're on Relive, the more things happen, and it can take years and years to gradually repair, but it does gradually repair. And thank you for sharing your story. And I will.
Well, Tony,
also. Oh yeah, go ahead.
What I like most about it is what we're really preventing at this point. Because I shudder to think of where I would be today had I not been on Relive.
You and me, both. You and me both. And I would shudder to think where I would be if I didn't go up to Grand Rapids that day and have not met you and had you as part of my life. So, Sissy, it was wonderful to have you on, and thank you for your support on this call. And
of course. Anytime, Joni.
Thank you so much. And let me just take a moment to say Relive does not say that it claims to cure anything, but when you give your body the best nutrition, your body knows what to do to start to heal itself. Ooh, I'm getting an echo over here. Hopefully you can't hear that. Okay, so next I'm going to go over to California. And I'm very excited to have Elisa Dervin on the phone. Elisa is originally from Armenia and practiced medicine in a different chapter of her life, but always knew the importance of good nutrition. And Elisa, if you could share with us what has happened to your life since you've been on Relive.
Okay, can you hear me?
I can. That's great. Yeah. Yep. Go ahead and share with everybody, Elisa, and welcome to the call. Thank you.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Joni, thank you so much for inviting me to share my story. My name is Elisa. I am 46. I live in Los Angeles, California. My background is a medical doctor and holistic health practitioner. I was introduced to Relive by my friend in December 2013, about 2 years ago. At that time, I had chronic fatigue syndrome, many years of seasonal allergies, and digestion problems causing after gallbladder surgery. My husband had high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and minor sport injury, pinched nerve in his lower back. The pain was irradiating in his right eye with numbness and burning sensation. It really bothered him. We tried everything, from medication to the natural remedies. We took up to 15 supplements a day and really didn't see much result. When we started taking Relief, we took 3 shakes a day, which include Now, Energize, and Fibristore. In 2 weeks, we started to sleep better, got more energy. Couple of months taking Relief consistently. 50% of those symptoms was gone. In 6 months, my husband was off high blood pressure and cholesterol medication. There is no more lower back pain, and now he is working about 1 hour a day and doing 2 hours exercise. In about a year on Relief, my allergy symptoms were gone, and I don't have any problem with my digestion. And overall, I feel great. It helps my 10-year-old son with his soccer practice, and my 77-year-old mom loves this product too. Now we take 2 shakes a day, Now or Classic, sometimes Energize and Fibristore, plus 4 Lunar Rich X capsules a day, and Reverse Age we added. And when I saw the result that we got, I started to share this product in my holistic practice. And Relief really helped me to live a healthier life. And now I have an opportunity to secure a better financial future for myself and my family. and helping others do the same. I love Relive.
Fantastic, Elisa. Thank you so much for sharing that story. And, I think all of us probably all share the same kind of thought of, oh, my goodness, I couldn't imagine where our life would be if we didn't have this in our life. So it was great to hear the story and how your family is healing. And you, like most people, when they get good results, they get pretty excited and want to start sharing it with other people. And a business is born, and that takes care of both issues that most people in the world are concerned about, their health and their finances, and what a blessing it is to have Relive to take care of both. So thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you.
Yeah. And now I'm going to go to South Carolina to Maggie Rexford. Maggie is a silver presidential ambassador with Relive. And what does that mean? Well, what that means is Maggie's helped a whole lot of people to not only feel better, but to start their own businesses where they can create income for themselves while helping other people. And Maggie, what a joy to have you on our call today. If you'd like to share with us what your life was like before Relive and what it is like now, it would be great.
I'd be happy to. Hello, everybody. We live down in South Carolina, and we've been down here for about 26 years. But 18 years ago, I was teaching school, elementary school, and I was dealing with a lot of health issues that were becoming debilitating. I had headaches that I had lived with for years. They were pretty severe. I would take 8 Advil every time I got a headache, and that was not doing very much for my liver. The doctors finally told me I had to stop doing that. I was struggling with vertigo and had severe allergies, herniated discs, which when they would flare up, I would be flat on my back for days, had to be hospitalized a couple of times for that. And then I just really didn't know what I was going to do. In 1997, I had pneumonia and bronchitis for about 6 months. And at the end of that school year, they took me out of my classroom in a wheelchair. And that was a real wake-up call for me because I realized that if I didn't get some help with some of these health issues, I wasn't going to be able to teach the next year. And we had 2 kids in college, so financially that was just going to be devastating. And that's when a good friend came to me and shared Relive. She was getting great results with migraines, and my formal introduction to Relive was basically my friend saying to me, you have got to try this stuff. And I'll never forget that. The thing that really grabbed my attention, though, was her passion for it and what it had done for her. So as skeptical as I was at the time, because I had tried so many things, I got on the products and promised her 90 days. I was very consistent with it. And I did see a little bit more energy in the first month. But in that first month, we took a look at the marketing plan as well because we needed some financial help. We had those kids in college, and my husband was working a second job, so he was never home. He was also a school teacher and a coach, and he was just maxed out with his time. So we started our business right away, actually, after 2 weeks on the products. And I didn't get my best results until the end of the 4th month. But by that time, I was off all my medications, and we had also earned $6,000 part-time. So it really did address the 2 biggest needs that we had in our life at that time. So we just started sharing with people on a very part-time basis, but we treated it like a serious business, put about 10 to 12 hours a week in, and at the end of that first year, I had doubled my teaching income, and I was able to walk away from that career and be an at-home mom again, which is really where my heart was. My husband was able to quit that second job. So we had really a lot of lifestyle changes just in that first year. And we just kept sharing, and 3 years later, that income doubled again, and we started having grandkids, and that's probably the most exciting part of our story. We now have 13 grandchildren, and they're spread all over the place. So we need to have the time and the money to go travel and see them. 4 of them live near us. I've had 1 day a week since 2001 that's been Nana Day, and you can't put a price tag on that. It's just been amazing. The other thing that has really been special to us is we were able to move my parents down here from Michigan, actually Traverse City, so see right near where you are. And my dad has had a lot of issues with his health, and we were doing a lot of caregiving for that. And he died about a year and a half ago. But during that time, I was able to spend so much quality time with him, and I never could have done that if I hadn't been home. And then my mom's been really sick this last year, so in and out of the hospital, and I've again had the time to devote to her. Had to take a little step back and relive so that I could focus on that, but the checks just kept coming in, which is a real blessing. We have been on 29 trips. One of the favorite ones was to Germany, but also Banff, Canada was a great trip, and Disney World, and just all over. And we've met the most wonderful people on these trips. You know, when I think about all of the blessings, I think about how we've been able to put actually 3 kids through college and pay for 2 beautiful weddings for our daughters. And those are just things that are near and dear to our hearts. The last month in January, I just decided it was time to get busy again after this last year and a half. It's been really tough, but just stepped back in January and found out that we placed number 9 in the nation, and we got a bonus for $1,250 at conference. So that was very exciting and a great way to get back going again. And we just love sharing this with other people, and we'll never stop.
Maggie, that is some story, I'll tell you. That's really amazing, and congratulations on placing top in the top 10. It takes a lot of work, and you must be very proud. So congratulations for doing that. But, let me ask you, since you did place top in the nation, let me ask you a question. When you, I know a lot of people are just not comfortable approaching people or knowing what to say. What is it when you meet people how do you go about sharing it and getting them excited about Relive?
About setting appointments with people or just talking to people in general?
Yeah, let's say you're somewhere and you meet somebody standing in line in the market or anything. What do you share with them? And I know maybe this is putting you on the spot. Sorry.
No, that's fine. I think that it's just
any tips?
Yes, I would say to learn how to ask good questions, because wherever I am, especially if I'm in a store or somebody's waiting on me, I'll say something like, "Well, how long have you worked here?" And that opens up a conversation right away, because if they're in retail, they're tired of being on their feet, and especially around the holidays. But if they've been really good and helpful to me, I can easily say, I would love to share something with you of what I do. I used to be a teacher. I stay at home now. I've got an incredible business. And I usually focus on the business part of it when I'm out like that, talking to people in that situation. And I try to get, said if you want to give me your information, your phone number, your email, I'll get in contact with you. And that's most of the time people are willing to do that. And I don't usually give them my card until I've gotten the information from them. But that's just one thing that I do. I love to be out and about in the community and meeting new people.
Right. And would you say a lot of your business, and I really don't know too much about the specifics of your business story, but would you say a lot of your business has come as a result of cold market, or was it hot market that's really built your business?
Mostly hot and warm in the beginning, for sure. And because I wasn't comfortable in the beginning talking to people that I didn't know. But then the longer you're in it, the more comfortable you are just wherever you go. And a lot of it has been referrals. Great,
yep. And then cut to this point in time, and you're up in the top 10 and traveling the world. So whatever you're doing is working, and, I appreciate you giving us some tips, and hopefully everybody on this call will be in the top 10 with you on some of these trips in the near future. But anyway, what a great call. I'd like to thank all of my speakers today. I'd like to thank Elizabeth Martin, Sissy Humphrey, Elisa Dervin, and Maggie Rexford.